1 second. All right. I think we're good. Denella, can you hear me in the background there? You can. Okay. Little technical difficulties. We're going to. All right. We're here. We're going to work it out. Just even more reason that we need to do this upgrade. But good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024, and you are in the Java Cafe. And I think we're all set here. So I'm going to bring in my guest, who is not necessarily a guest. She's been in a few times. I think the past couple of years, we've had the opportunity to support the great work that's going on at the BAA Foundation. Even some things that are in the works that I'm aware of with some great folks like covered by music and whatnot. And so there's a lot of great things going on at BAA and the BAA Foundation. And so without further ado, y'all bless yourselves and pray that tech goes right as I bring in my guest and no stranger, Denella. Now, is an event planner and doing things. When tech and stuff doesn't go the way you want it to, it just becomes interesting at times. But we can see you, we can hear you. We're going to get the message out about the BAA honors. This is the third time you've been on to talk about it, or second?
Yeah, probably second or third time. So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you here. And first of all, as I always do, I check in with folks because you move in a space, that's raising funds for equity in the arts and promoting our young people, and great young people have come out of BAA. And so how are you doing as Denella?
I am doing great. I am, James, I always say to people, as you know, and I'm so grateful to you and others who keeps my mother's legacy alive. I am holding on by the grace of God, just holding on and doing the best that I can. I miss my mom terribly, but, I'm doing what she would want me to do. And philanthropy, which means the love of humankind, has been my vocation, as you know, now for the last 30 odd years. And I really believe that it's my ministry. And then how are we doing overall? I got to tell you, and I study this stuff, philanthropy in many places, I hear some people are doing well, but I think that that's the minority. Philanthropy in many places is down. And historically, philanthropy is down in presidential election years, but I find that it is particularly down this year. Many people don't know Massachusetts is the second wealthiest state in the nation. We are also the second go-to state for political fundraisers. Think about it, Jimmy. It comes to Massachusetts to raise money. And I believe that while we all want to be very supportive of our political candidates, we know that it takes money to get in. I know how excited I was when Vice President Harris was announced. That I immediately donated money. Every Sunday, I'm on a call for Black women who win, supporting Vice President Harris. And ironically, I was on the call this Sunday, and our Congresswoman, my sister, was texting me because I was in the chat, saying no money, no mission. And the leaders of Black Women Win shouted me out. And Ayana's like, look at you getting shout out on this national call. So no money, no mission, no money. But philanthropy is down because I think there is huge excitement, as they should be, particularly for the presidential election. And so we are feeling that in nonprofit spaces.
It is, very interesting. You and I have moved in spaces of nonprofit health equity. I'm enjoying your red cup. And since the pandemic, and we have to associate this too, and I don't want to get too deep, but that's associated, Denella, with also the decrease in the sort of DEI support. And it's kind of hand in hand. And so one of the ways that I've observed that you've attempted to handle that in reference to supporting the great work that's going on at BAA is to have these events bring in and recognize people who have moved in the art space. And so this year, the Honors 24, I have the video ready. And so now, Denella, again, pray. I think tech is going to do what it needs to do with me. Y'all tell, and trust me, they're going to tell me in the comments, no sound, and things like that. But let's look at the video, and then after the video, we'll talk about. I see some great names in there. I got to take advantage of seeing some of the visual aesthetics of one of your awardees at the Missy Elliott
Ooh.
The fashion there. And so after this,
June Ambrose, so excited about her.
Oh. Listen, and then the great Debbie Allen that is coming, and my mind.
Fame herself.
So I was just getting ready to say, remember her in the Stick with Fame and Leroy?
She put these arts high schools on the map.
I never even really thought about that, because that show was based on, I believe it was New York School of the Arts.
LaGuardia.
Yep. And so I had a friend that went there, Babette Mariner, who has now went on, and she's a professor still here, rooted in Boston at, well, it's now Berkeley and Boston Conservatory. But, anyway, let's go to the video, and we're going to come back and talk about legacies of Joan and others, and Debbie Allen and others who are being honored this year. And so here we go, Denella. I think we're going to be good. Just shake your head in the background if you hear the sound. I think we're okay. Good. And that is basically a snippet of what's going to go on October 17th. And so Denella this year, Debbie Allen, June, I made a mistake on her name a couple seconds ago. Who are the other guests and honorees this year?
Before I get to the other honorees, what I got to tell you, what I'm most excited about is the student performances. We are going to have some spectacular student performances. Our spirituals ensemble, which was founded by our new head of school. Shout out to Tyrone Sutton. He is our third head of school in the history. Some of you may know him. He is the spouse of our Reverend Brandon Crowley. But our spirituals have been, they've done a crossover song, Jimmy, where they are now #1 on the Billboard classical charts, and they are going to be applying for a Grammy Award. And so we should know where they stand by October 17th. So they will be opening the show. Many people, we got rave reviews earlier this year. Our students did a rendition of Tina Turner. So they will be performing that evening. We'll have a dance performance just before Debbie Allen greets people. We got to have our dance students in there. So I am most excited about our student performances. I am most grateful for each and every person who's donated, whether or not it's an auction item, a sponsorship, or ticket sale. And then our honorees, which are critical to our success, is Don Law for music. And, many people know that Don Law is a music legend here, whether or not it's talent. He built the MGM Music Hall. So when we requested to honor him, he said, let's have it at the MGM Music Hall. Many people
right across the street. It
makes sense.
Street. Yeah.
And Boston Arts Academy alumni were the first to grace the stage at the MGM Music Hall.
We shared that here. Yeah. Yep.
We opened the MGM Music Hall. So we're really excited. And it's really because of Don Law. And his longstanding friendship with James Taylor. We have James Taylor performing that evening. And then, as you mentioned, we have June Ambrose for fashion, Debbie Allen for dance. This amazing woman, Catherine Stenberg. Our tagline for our school is artist, scholar, and global citizen. And so every year we give an award for civic responsibility. And so Catherine will receive that award this year. For television and film, we have the incomparable Christy Cashman. She's been in many movies, many TV shows. She's now a New York Times best-selling author, lives right here in Boston, and she will receive our award for TV and film. And then finally, one of the things I love, Jimmy, is to change people's mindset, to let people know that you can be an artist and also be a master of your craft and something else. So we are honoring Doctors Amy and Joshua Boger for visual arts. Many people know Joshua because he founded Vertex Pharmaceuticals. He saved lives through his research. But he, for the last 50 years, has been a photographer. And he has his own studio. In fact, today he will be launching his latest piece of work. And then his wife, Amy, who's been a pediatrician, now retired for many, many years, does sculptures and ceramics. And so we will be honoring the two of them for their great work in visual arts. So really, really exciting evening. Oh my God. And Jimmy, guess who's opening for James Taylor? He's a Boston Arts Academy alumna parent, also an award-winning saxophonist. I just love him. He's my brother, Andre Ward.
I was getting ready to say Andre.
Yeah, so Andre has put together with Raina Simmons, who's on our board, who is just so gifted and talented in her own right.
Have you had her sing at BAA yet?
We did. We had her last year at our gospel brunch, and she is incredible.
I need to make sure that you and Raina make a connection. And so you don't know this, but Jonathan Anderson, before he was born, that boy used to rest on my lap at church back in the day. Jonathan's mother and Raina and I all used to go to church together. Mm-hmm. And so help Raina realize that work there, her and Angie Anderson, Jonathan's mom.
Well, it's Jonathan that has our kids.
I know. I've been seeing the post. I've seen the post on social media and
classical number one. And Jonathan's in town right now.
Uncle Jimmy, and as you sip your coffee, I'm going to sip mine and I'll inbox him. Uncle Jimmy has been trying to get Mr. Jonathan on for a couple of years now, and I think this is the right time. So Jonathan, love you, brother. No, but it just, that connection is just definitely dope. And it talks about it, or it speaks to, you talk about Andre Rainier, who is a singer in her own right. Jonathan, who plays drums and is a producer and has a record company, and he can sing a little, he sings too. So that deep root connection there within BAA, I think, is so important. And then you mentioned the new iteration of leadership, and that always brings a different perspective to, the vision and the mission of BAA. And so even with what you named in the beginning, Denella, it's amazing to see how you stay committed to, in spite of, you're still making this happen for the young people at BAA.
Yeah, I mean, look, I tell people all the time, I love what I do because I love who I do it for. And for me, it's the students of Boston Arts Academy. I want to, as one of my great mentor, Lee Pelton, says, we want our kids to live the life they imagine. We want our kids to be dreamers. If you talk to Raina, she talks about all the time that if Boston Arts Academy was around when she was a kid, she would have went to that school. And even though she had a great voice, she had the academics. So her mother said, you need a full ride. She ended up getting a full ride to Boston University. So sometimes she feels like it's a dream deferred. So whenever we could hold space for her and put her on stage, she is now on our board of directors for the Boston Arts Academy Foundation. And it's just such an honor to have her, not only because of her talent, her being a philanthropist, but she's a woman of God. And so it's just great to work with people like her on a daily basis. And she's really excited. She's put together an all-star band to open for James Taylor. So I hope, Jimmy, you're going to make it there this year.
The 17th
was your birthday or something was going on. You couldn't come, but
I would love to. I don't know if you know Spencer Collins, and if you don't, He's a Boston native, and he's going to invest, not even here, from way out, I believe in California. He's going to buy tickets. I am going to try to make it October 17th. It doesn't ring a bell right now, but I will try because I have not been able to for these last couple of years. And so I would definitely love to be
Let
there.
Diane Chow know. We would absolutely love to have you
Okay.
and have you see our kids in action.
And shout out to Diane that it made this happen as well. And so, Denella, the last thing I'll ask you is, what just from your perspective, a pulse on the arts and our young people. It's an outlet. You know, on this platform, we talk about mental health. Can you help folks recognize that they're supporting BAA goals beyond developing the talent? What are some of the byproducts that come from investing in the arts there?
Look, our tagline this year.
Look,
yeah, it's changing lives through the arts, but I don't care in society what people are going through. We all look to the arts, right? If we've had a bad breakup with our partner, we just want to be home, wrapped up in the bed, watching a chick flick, right? If we want to get some joy, we want to go to a concert. So what these young people are doing, they really are the next generation of artists. And I can't think of a time, even think about it, right? If we're down, many of us on Sunday, yes, we're going for the word, but we're looking forward to praise and worship and that sermonic solo. I know for the last few years, how fortunate I feel to bring my 5-year-old granddaughter to see Alvin Ailey and to see, I call her Baby Love, to see Avery in the aisles dancing. I mean, when we talk about joy, the arts bring joy. That medium, whether or not it's even just walking by a sculpture. How many of us so many times have visited one of our museums here? So for me, it's just joy. And to look at these young people and to know that they're going to continue to fill our world, our global society with joy through their art is just amazing.
It is. And we didn't have BAA. Spencer and I went to Madison Park, and we were at what I'll kind of call the original BAA, Roland Hayes Division of Music, back in the day. Now, we didn't have the acting and the fashion and all the other pieces. And so it is so important. I don't know if you saw, we had Karen White on yesterday, and she talked about the importance of supporting our young people and developing them. And so I wanted to be intentional about having you speak more than to the arts, but also the development piece that happens with them. And so folks, and Spencer said, wish we did. So I want to make sure that folks know that you can go and get your tickets. The link is hyperlinked right there in the comments. And so you can go get the ticket. Spencer's on here, talk about red carpet, Denella.
It's going to be amazing. And I mean, Malik Yoba, who's also on our board, Malik will be in for this. He's good friends with June Ambrose. He was able to get June to come and be with us and accept this honor. So it's really going to be the who's who. I do feel bad because I know there's 6 other events that evening.
On the 17th?
Yeah, on the 17th. Yeah, there's a big one in Dorchester. A good sister friend of mine, they're having their big event in Dorchester. But yeah, we've counted, there are 6, but there is only one that is focused on young people, education, and the arts. And we hope.
Hold on. Let me get a good screen capture. Denella, say it again. There's what?
There's only one. There is only one public high school for the visual and performing arts in the city of Boston. And there is only one event on October 17th that is dedicated to young people, education, and the arts. And so we hope that as people are making their final decision, that you will choose us. And trust me, it will not be another boring rubber chicken dinner event. Be prepared for some energy, to be on your feet, to be up in your seats. It's going to be phenomenal. And we hope that you will join us.
If you've ever been to, I met Denella when she was doing the women's conference, the women's summit at Demick. And Denella, this will always be my memory of you. You had braids.
Yeah.
And something with logistics wasn't going right.
Yeah.
You walked out in the middle over by Richard's building was a teen center. I forgot what the administration building. You walked out in the middle of the parking lot, pulled your braids up, wrapped them around your head, and said, first sign that you keep stuff together. But when you've done these sort of upscale sit down dinner events, and everybody knows the vibe that's created, and again, with all of the other events, and I'm sure of them, I would presume they're supporting other causes and whatnot, but we need to make real investments in our young people and in the arts. Similar to, as I mentioned, Karen White talked about it yesterday. You got Covered by Music Foundation doing their thing with ensuring that development happens. And so, folks, October 17th, this is one of 7 events. But this is the one where you can make a long-term investment. You don't know what your ticket purchase can lead to where we get the Karen Whites. I don't know if Jonathan's an alumni, maybe early on.
He is.
So you don't know what that investment does. And I've seen him matriculate and develop, in the arts and whatnot, and starting a record. I mean, you just don't know.
No.
And now they're number 1 on Billboard. And so it's an investment. So folks, don't forget, on October 17th, you can go and support the great event that is happening, the Honors 24. And yeah, I think it's 22, 23. Yeah, this is, I think, the 3rd time, Denella.
Yeah.
So, okay. And Miss Teresa said it sounds absolutely amazing. And Spence, you got somebody get ready to fly in from California. So he was very involved.
We are so excited. We have other folks flying in as well. It's really going to be an amazing evening. And while we won't have a red carpet, I saw someone out there said it's a red carpet. We will have a royal blue carpet. BAA, our color is blue. And so we hope to see you, Jimmy, and all of your fans and supporters on the blue carpet on Thursday, October 17th. And we have an after party. So for all of our BAA alumni and all of our young professionals and people like me, even though I'm over 50, as soon as James Taylor is off the stage, we will go up to the Mass Mutual Lounge and just act like the folks in New York and have a little after party, even though we know many of us have to go to work on Friday.
It's
going to be a fun evening. It is going to be a really fun evening for an amazing school. And so we're grateful again, Jimmy, for the opportunity to come on, and thank everyone for listening. And we hope to see as many people as possible on Thursday, October 17th.
Absolutely. Denella, thanks for being with us. We'll see what's going on in 2025.
Yes.
Next year. Okay. All right. Good to see you.
Good to.
Thank you. Oh, okay. That wasn't on my end. So yeah, folks, don't forget to go support the Boston Arts Academy. Doris, who's in the building, thank you so much. Folks, for those of you that are in or following or listening for the first time, make sure you go like and follow Java with Jimmy on all social media platforms. Today is sort of a quick shot. I will give the UCB members till 10:31 so you can get your hour. Keep a couple of things in mind. Tomorrow morning, we're speaking with Mayor Wu. There is a lot to check in with her about, but one of the main things we're still continually going to need to chat about is community safety. And, I've been public these last few weeks about some concerns. And so we're going to chat about them tomorrow with her, along with other things, as well as don't forget that this Saturday, the Black Boy Joy Summit is taking place. I am on the panel. We got to check in with the team yesterday, and let me just get the link for you here. For those of you to sign up, it is only $15, and it is going to be a great time to just bring some young men together, some of us old heads as well, to bring us together to just talk about increasing our joy, the things that fight our joy, as well as, Sister Socks is in the room. Hi, Patrice. Good to see you. We're going to talk about our struggles and things that fight our Black joy, as well as how we maintain it in health. And they're doing STEM stuff and things like that. And so there is the link to the Black Boy Joy Summit. However, Brother Craig, who is a visionary, I haven't heard if Uncle Thaddeus is coming in yet, but I extended the invite to him as one of the visionaries as well. Brother Craig is coming in with us tomorrow at 9:30 to just talk about the summit. Again, it's only $15. Estella is the caterer. Shout out to Brother Frank Farrell, the Black Men Office of Black Men's Advancement, and also the Commission for Black Men and Boys, of which I am a commissioner. Thank them for being one of the sponsors among many. But Estella is going to be the food provider. So yes, please plan on coming out. Bring some young men. Bring some middle-aged men. Spencer, I love you, man, and your support. There's a lot. We'll talk, Spencer. Black Boy Joy Summit on Saturday at the Bruce Boland Building. And so make sure, wait a minute, hold on. Yes, Bruce Boland Building. I'm telling y'all, from Friday through next Thursday is a week. So I'm looking forward to the holiday break coming for Indigenous Peoples Day weekend. Speaking of that, there are a couple of events, nightlife events that are going on. Brother Miguel, Fez in Real Life, his sort of brand around nightlife. They're sponsoring an event at Estella on Sunday. Don't forget, there's the Shore Shot Golf Tournament that's going to benefit Dee Dee's Cry, taking place on Monday. Then we're with Franklin Cummings Institute doing a panel on Tuesday. Then that's at 5:00. And then at 6:00, we're over at the O'Brien African American Institute at Northeastern with Rania Stewart, talking, moderating their panel there. On Wednesday, we are at City Winery with Nia Grace, who's receiving an award for the Night of 1,000 Stories, sponsored by Boston 826. And on the 10th, we are with the Freedom House. And they're going to be with us on the 8th and talk about their great work in supporting young people getting into college and through college. They don't just drop them off when they get in college. They support them through their journey in college. And so the link to purchase the ticket, someone just asked me, it is, but if you go up in the comments, I'm not sure what platform you're on because it may not have showed depending on where you're commenting. I'll reach out to okay, so that's on Facebook. If you go up further in the comments, the link to purchase the tickets for BAA is right here. So further up under the Java with Jimmy on Facebook. Miss Teresa, I will eat. And I think that is here go my mother. He better. I've been doing better at eating, hydrating, drink some celery juice this morning. I have some turmeric and ginger that I what do you call it? Extracted in the ninja thing and then strained. And I also got a whole bunch of fruit juice with beets, apples, carrots, the leaves from the beets, and what else is in there? Ginger and a little bit of turmeric as well. So I'm doing better, y'all. Anyway, that's happening on Saturday. I gave you the agenda. What's the college support thing? College support. What did I just say about college support? Oh, Freedom House. Freedom House is having their Champions of Freedom event. I'm on the host committee, and that is on October 10th. And so from the 4th through the 10th, that will be where you can see Java with Jimmy out in community. Busy week. So anyway, as long as it has to do with helping our community and young people and pushing equity and things, I'm doing my best to be there. All right. That is it for me. Port closing. Teresa talked about that. There's an impact. I actually talked to someone this morning that was on a freight. And I was like, are you helping or supporting what's going on or trying to liaise the strike? But we need to pay attention to that. Don't allow misinformation to cause fear. I've seen jokes about going to get toilet tissue and all this other stuff, but a lot can potentially be impacted. We hope that the federal government, where they can intervene and not hold up food and essential goods. There's some, high-end material things that may be slowed down, but some of the essentials of life that people need, so just pay attention to that, what's going on. All right. That is it for me. Newton said, espresso martinis at Estella are also part of It's 10:35. UCB, you all get your hour today. Love you too, Ma. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with Mayor Wu. And we will, I got a few. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Sorry. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Hey, Michelle D. Smith, you made it back. You have a blessed day as well. I saw you were going over to do some work. I know I owe you some as well. We're getting there. All right, folks, that's it for me. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with Mayor Wu for her monthly appearance, and also Brother Craig Martin. And I think that is it. Waterfront Wednesdays is next Wednesday. We will have 2 episodes next Wednesday at 10 a.m. and 12 noon. And so the Secretary of Education is coming to chat with us and catch up on things. There's a lot of talk in the ballot question around MCAS and things like that. And so, yes, that's next Wednesday. And then at 12 o'clock, we'll speak with folks from the Boston Waterfront Coalition. So that's it for me, folks. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. with Mayor Wu. Have a great day, everybody. We used to call this Testimony Tuesday. Kind of got away from it. But remember, a testimony is just a test. You have other things to point to in which you've passed the test before. And so this one is just another test. Take the skills, take the pain, take the mistakes of the past tests that you passed and apply it here. And you'll be good. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.